Okay, I'm about to call the Moulton Borough Police, but okay, let me go and play the message I got. Well, okay, I won't do it yet. Um, what I want to say is, okay, let me go and say now what happened. Um, there was an incident at Wild Meadows where their behavior was just blatantly awful. Um, I went back and I confronted the person about his behavior. Um, First, he goes and says that they had agreed to, that the original company had agreed to let me replace the kayak, but since I hadn't asked them to, they wouldn't. So I had to go ask. And after that, they had, they'd intimidated me, but, they'd intimidated me into going away, and then if the woman from Wild Meadows, from Hurricane Kayak, had told Wild Meadows, give him a kayak, give him a new one since he's complained. He did not call me. She did not call me. So for him to go say that she had said that, but you didn't come in and ask for it, and then means that, that, okay, that it's my fault. And now, oh, well, it's a year later and you didn't ask. I mean, I didn't know, but I didn't ask. And, well, okay, well, we'll let you do it. Oh, we don't have the same one. We'll give you a smaller one. And then suddenly he gets a phone call and I say, okay, well, maybe, can I try the smaller one? Yeah, you can try it, but only here. You can't try it elsewhere. So, okay, fine. Then, on top of it, he gets a phone call, and then after the phone call, oh no, I've changed my mind. I'll just give you $900 for it. I'll give you $900 in return for the kayak, I'll pay you $900 for the old one, which we did not repair right, and which we gave you a hard time about. And it's 900 is way more than it's worth given the shape it's in. So for him to threaten, to do 900, or to offer 900, amounts to a kind of, attempt to buy me off in a way. Then I went to, then I, after that treatment, I said, well, I think I'm going to go, I told him I was probably going to report his behavior to the police because I felt that what they were doing was in some kind of intimidation, and I was sharing about how I was victimized online with by Berkshire Hathaway. At the same time, they were harassing me with regard to the kayak, last year when they weren't fixing it right. They kept it for 6 weeks and refused to fix it and made all these excuses. And then it turns out they didn't fix it either in the end. It was a shoddy repair job and it didn't work. And then, that's not all. So anyway, so I go to Wild Meadows, and the woman there is just behaved like this bratty child, which I eventually said. She went, and I asked about kayak paddles, and she played dumb, and she didn't know anything about it. And if it's a long day trip, you want lighter ones, you want different ones, and there are experts out there who know all about, there are extra good ones, and there are experts out there who know all about the ins and outs of paddles, and she doesn't know anything. And I said, well, okay, then can I try it and then take it back if I don't like it? Oh, no, you can't. No, once you buy it, you're stuck with it. Now, if she's not going to explain to me. So I said, is there anyone else who can explain to me paddles? Oh, he's away. He's doing a delivery. He can't. No, he can't. Oh, he'll be back in a half hour. And then she instantly walks away and goes to her computer and sits at her computer and just doesn't pay attention. And so I walk out. I mean, this was already very rude. I walk out. When I'm driving to Wild Met. I go try to see if there was a paddle at the campground, Long Island Bridge campground, which is near there. No, they don't have any. So I drive back, and I'm thinking of going to Wild Meadows. Oh, and they didn't have sunscreen, so I had to go all the way back. I'm driving back, and I realize, hold on a minute, this man, he's supposedly going to return in a half hour. I don't know how long he's going to leave. So I call her, and I say, and then I realized, hold on a minute, she was extremely rude. She could have him. So I call her and ask, when is he going to be back? Oh, no. I went back to the same store first and said, when is he going to be back? Half hour or something. Whatever it was, I called a little bit annoyed because of the rude treatment. And I went and I said, you can, you can have him give me when is he going to be back? And I said, no. I said, when is he going to be back? Half hour. Well, he's busy, in that tone of voice. He's busy. And then I said, well, when is he? I said, well, you can have him. You can give him my phone number and call back. Oh, damn it. Actually, I kept stumbling over words because I have brain damage from the incident from one of the murder attempts. So I kept stumbling over words. And I was trying to say, you can give me his number, and I meant to say you can give him my number and have him call. And I just kept stumbling over and over again. And actually, it was the way in which she was rude made me stumble over the words like that. And then, so I finally kept trying to say it. And then after I'm stumbling over the words because of the brain damage, she says in a nasty tone of voice, well, he's busy. And I say, well, I'm busy and I'm a potential customer. And then she hung up. And then I call over and over again and no answer. And then finally at some point Trexler answers, the guy. And then I call again and he says, oh, well, we just don't have the right paddles. You should go down to Paraphernalia, and they have the best trained salesman there. Anyway, when I went back kayaking, I stopped by Wild Meadows, and the guy at Wild Meadows suddenly goes, and I tell him, I say, okay, well, I want to try, okay, since you're giving me 900 for the smaller boat, I'm going to try, I want to go, you're going to be 900 for my old boat. I want to try out the smaller boat to see if it would work. And he said, oh, no. Well, the owner is not here, so you can't. He will only do it if... No, we have to ask him, and he's not here. And then I went and said, so you mean you have customers come in, and they can't try out a boat that they are interested in unless the owner's here? He said, oh, no, well, no, that's not how we treat everyone else. We treat you that way. Oh, well, I heard the conversation you had before, where I'm accusing him of doing exactly what he did. So therefore, we're not going to, we're going to treat you like that. So I said, well, you're not treating me like a normal human being, and you're not treating me like a normal customer. And then he goes and says, you're prejudiced against me because I'm handicapped. And then he walked around in a circle with a fake limp, or I don't know if it was a real limp. And then at some point I say to him, well, I've never, I never accused, why are you bringing that up? And he said, why are you bringing that up? That's not relevant. And I was like, no, I'm bringing it up because you brought it up and it's not relevant. And he's like arguing back and then I go to Trexler's, and that's where I said, I asked about the 2 boats on sale. And and then I said, why does this woman, she behaved like an utter child. I had to call 7 times. And he said, oh, well, we're just busy. We're too busy. And I said, no, she did that after she hung up and behaved like a bratty child after I said, I'm busy too, and I'm a potential customer. And I didn't say it right. And then she suddenly said, oh, well, you were screaming at me and you would never stop screaming at me. And I'm like, no, I didn't scream at you. So I did that because you were screaming at me. And I said, no, I didn't scream at you. And then she said, I apologized. But the way you are, it wasn't going to work. It won't work. And I said, that's not an apology. You can't, when you're saying, I apologize, but the way you were, it's not going to work. And I said, that's not an apology. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the police on you because you're intimidating me. And he said, then, well, we'll go to the police on you first, or something like that. And then get out. And so I did get out. So now I went kayaking first, but before I went to the police, and then they went to the police, called them first, and then the police are calling me and say, you have to go away and all that. And this is like the 3rd time I have told someone, I'm going to go to the police on you if you don't stop treating me this way. And they went to the police first. So this is what I'm saying now here. Okay.